people like you. So we all know that Kyrie Irving, who plays for the NBA, has missed the entire season because he has been holding the line, a really strong line, and he has been standing his ground and he has refused to take the you know what. So they have kept pressuring him, asking him, badgering him, trying to shame him. I would even go so far as to say harass him, make him feel guilty, so guilt trip, gaslight, all these things. All these things. And he has still refused to do it. He has still refused to do it. So in an interview or in a statement, like they kept saying, like, would you take it? Would you take it? Would you want to take it? And his response was he'd be interested in taking a plant-based vaccine. Now I'm reporting from the news. Before we do anything else, I want to welcome y'all into the Lioness Den. I'm your sister, Lioness Crown, your revolutionary, unapologetically Black host right here at Fly Nubian Queen. And we are here a little bit late today, but we're here. If you're watching the replay, definitely come over to flynubianqueentv.com, hit the notification bell and the subscribe button, and check out this original broadcast with the live stream comments because it'd be lit in there. It'd be lit in there. All right. Hey, shout out to Buckhorse DC. Shout out to the fam. All right. So let's do this copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So I feel like a lot of people are seeing the headlines, right? It's all over the news today. Kyrie Irving would take a plant-based jab. Now, we know what plant-based means, right? That means vegan. That means something that is made only from plants, right? Like essential oils. Fruit is plant-based, right? Salad is plant-based. There's certain meals that you can eat that are plant-based. There's certain lotions and things you can put on your skin that are plant-based, meaning that they do not come from an animal. It originates from plants. The base of the compound or the base of the base of the compound or the basis of whatever concoction is based off of plants. But then there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there, right? So a lot of folks say, and you know, I'm vegan. I talk about that all the time. A lot of folks talk about being vegan. So I'm like, yeah, I'm vegan. But then also I know that there is a such thing as vegan junk food, right? Like those Beyond Burgers, Impossible stuff, and all of that is like plant-based, yeah, because it's not meat. And it's a whole bunch of other stuff in there, chemicals and everything else. And shout out to the Minister of Wellness who talks about this extensively in his content. You can catch some of his content over on Dr. Boyce Watkins' platforms as well. It syndicates there, but also you can check out the Minister of Wellness on YouTube and check out his social media. And he always talks to us about the dangers of fried foods as well as the dangers of vegan junk food, right? So Kyrie Irving is saying that he definitely would take a plant-based jab. So let's just really see what we're talking about here. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, teaching, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Yeah, I love the Minister of Wellness. He was actually in Orlando at the All Black National Convention a couple months ago. Yeah, really powerful brother. Yeah, Minister of Wellness he be on point. So yeah, plant-based means that the foundation of whatever it is plants. Do y'all want to hear what Kyrie Irving said? Now everyone is taking the story and running with the story, but okay. So this we're going to read today from hotnewhiphop.com, and I will be sure to put this in the chat, and I'll go ahead and make sure I put the title of the article in the chat, because now it seems like the media is taking this narrative or this statement by Kyrie and are kind of running with it a bit, right? So I don't know if that they believe that this is supposed to make folks more open who are resistant to taking it. Oh, well, maybe if we just call it plant-based or put it in a plant-based compound, right? The so-called woke Negroes might take it, right? Or the so-called health nuts might take it. I wonder if that's the logic behind what I believe is a media propaganda campaign that's sort of exploiting and running this story about Kyrie Irving. Let me take a moment to sip my plant-based ginger. I got this Taiwanese ginger, and this blue agave right quick. Hold on for a second. That's really good. So according to hotnewhiphop.com, this is from December the 9th, clearly. Kyrie Irving reportedly interested in plant-based vaccine, and I'm reading from the article. It says Kyrie Irving has missed the entire season thus far due to his refusal to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Irving is simply not interested in getting the shot, and the Nets have been trying to look for ways to get him to do it. In the end, however, Kyrie's position on the vaccine has held firm. However, there is hope that a plant-based option could end up changing his mind. Irving believes wholeheartedly in plant-based medicine, and numerous vaccines using these methods are in the works. While none of them have been approved yet, sources close to Kyrie are saying that a plant-based option interests him, and if it were to become available, he would sincerely think about taking it. What y'all think? This is why I really so appreciate my brother coming into the Lioness Den day in and day out, and also sharing the content on Twitter. Thank you so much, brother Black Voltron Reloaded. He says Kyrie is trying to get the media heat off of him, and he's sure that NBA mandate is stressing him out. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Teammates, coaches, and everybody else. I'm sure everyone is stressing him out. I'm going to read this again. It says Irving believes wholeheartedly in plant-based medicine, and numerous vaccines using these methods are in the works. While none of them have been approved yet, sources close to Kyrie are saying that a plant-based option interests him, and if it were to become available, he would sincerely think about taking it. Recently, Steve Nash spoke about Kyrie's absence and whether or not he's aware of the plant-based possibility. Nash noted that he hasn't spoken to Kyrie about any of this. However, he will gladly take Irving back whenever he's ready. Quote, if we get the gift of his return, we'll be ecstatic, but we can't count on it, Nash said in the New York Post. We can't wait for him. We have to get to work and get better. And our group's been awesome this year, end quote. This is a developing story, so stay tuned to hotnewhiphop.com for all of the latest updates. So that's what that article said. Now, here's another one. Y'all know we were already looking on the New York Post, but I love to see how racist and biased they could be. So, of course, I went over there and pulled the same article up, because I wanted to see what they would say and how they would say it. Nets' Kyrie Irving might be swayed to take plant-based COVID vaccine in the works. Written by Mark W. Sanchez, December the 6th, 2021. Now, let me go ahead and put this link from the NewYorkPost.com so y'all can access this on your own. Okay, and I've already cited the fair use. And I'm reading from the news. I'm not saying anything about the jab or whatever that's not written in this thing. I'm not making any assertions about anything one way or another. I'm asking the family if there was a plant-based option available, would y'all take it? Yes or no? Yes, no, maybe so. And then also, what do y'all think about this whole situation with Kyrie? Y'all believe that he would take a plant-based option, or you think that, like what our brother Black Voltron Reloaded says, he's sure he's just trying to get these people up off his back? I don't know. I think multiple things could possibly be true at the same time. I'm also going to ask again that you please hit the like button and share this broadcast. Also, be sure to text the word Queens to 31996. That's Queens with a S to 31996. Racer Bo says, I call Cap. That way you'll be notified when you text the word Queens to 31996 of any special events and, when folks go live on the platform. And make sure you're subscribed to Fly Nubian Queens Facebook page, okay? This holiday season, if you want to buy black, which you should buy black, and, if you want to get some Kwanzaa gifts, you are more than welcome to support the brand over at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. So you have the title of the New York Post article on your screen. Nets' Kyrie Irving might be swayed to take plant-based COVID vaccine in works. Now, I'm reading from the article. That is the title of the article. Now, I don't understand the first sentence in this article, and I'm gonna need somebody, I don't know, maybe Racer Bo or Christopher Mosley, or I don't know if my girl Candace DeLeo is in here. What the hell does this mean? I'm putting it in the chat. Maximus Royalty might know. What does this mean, y'all? Call him Kyrie Irving. What does this mean? I don't know what a Irving is, and I don't know if that's code for something, but if it is code for something, can somebody please tell me in the chat? I don't want to continue reading on confused. But this is how this article from the New York Post, which we already know is problematic. Oh, okay. Got it. Irving. Got it. Okay. I was like, who is Irving? Like, what is that? Okay, cool. So call him Kyrie Irving, like plants. But then I'm also looking at it like, damn, this is how they're going to open up the article then, if that's what that means, right? Irving. Okay, I see that, like herbs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, herbs. Herbs are plant-based. But then herbs is also code for, Mary Jane, marijuana, some weed, and we already know how Black men have been historically stigmatized as getting high and marijuana smokers and weed smokers, etc., etc. Cool. Listen, that call him Kyrie Irving thing went completely over my head. That's like one of those, like, how like there's white humor or dry humor, and like white folks have like really interesting, quirky ways of making jokes, and this stuff be like so corny that it actually doesn't make sense. Like literally, the call him Kyrie Irving sentence, it totally went right over my head, y'all. It went over my head. Exactly. White folks jokes. Christopher Bobby says still no jab, vegan or not. Listen, I'm glad y'all okay. Thank you. See, my brother Black Voltron Reloaded got it. It was dumb. It went over my head. But then I'm like, okay, well, if they're call him Kyrie Irving, call him Kyrie Irving. I'm like, damn. We know the stereotype about Black men and marijuana smokers and criminals and XYZ. My mentee, the mindful consumer, says mayo humor. This is dumb. Shout out to my B1 scholars in the house, the mindful consumer, Chris MC. I don't know if my brother Christopher Ellis is in, and the others, but we had a real good class last night over there at flynubianpower.com. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, Racer Bo says, if I take a plant-based jab, it must be NOI and Dr. Sabi approved. I know that's right. So listen, this article is dumb. Should I even read this? It's already racist and stupid. Like, I I'd rather go expend my energy doing something else. But I guess since we started, I'll finish. Y'all hit the like button to share this broadcast. It is possible, according to, call him Kyrie Irving. It's possible. It is possible, according to a report Monday that sourced people close to him, that Kyrie Irving could be swayed into getting vaccinated when a plant-based COVID-19 vaccine has been approved. Irving, who is vegan, I'm vegan too. Shout out to all the vegans. If you vegan in the house, give me a little plant emoji or something. Give me a little plant emoji or give me something green in the chat or in the comments. It says Irving, who is vegan, is unvaccinated and has said that his decision has been what's best for me. Quote, what's best for me, end quote. His choosing not to be jabbed has taken him away from the Nets, who under a New York City mandate cannot allow him to play home games at Barclays Center and have not allowed the star point guard to only play in road games. They have not allowed the star point guard to only play in road games. Irving has not disclosed a specific reason concerning his hesitancy about the vaccine, saying in October that, quote, it is not about being anti-vax or about being on one side or the other. It's just really about being true to what feels good for me, end quote. So let me just stop there. Since I'm really well-versed in white supremacy culture and how they think and all that other stuff, and y'all, the codified folks in the family are as well. The fact that, the New York Post writer right now is pointing out, Irving has not disclosed a specific reason concerning his hesitancy about the vaccine, saying in October that, quote, it is not about being anti-vax or about being on one side or the other. It's just really about being true to what feels good for me, end quote. Why is that called into question? Why is that being called into question? Y'all already know. Didn't your parents or your grandparents say no is a complete sentence? Reverend Dr. Iyanla Vanzant says that all the time. No is a complete sentence. It's a complete sentence. So again, the black man can't make a decision about his body. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and hashtag my body, my choice in the comments. Hashtag my body, my choice. Right? My body, my choice. My body, my choice. I see the vegans, the plant-based people and stuff. I see y'all in the chat with the green emojis, with that broccoli, with that salad, with that all that stuff. But being vegan doesn't necessarily mean also, I'm telling y'all from my life experience. It doesn't mean that you don't consume BS or junk food. Yep. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. My body, my choice. Got it? Exactly. So this is what Kyrie Irving said. That's in the article. It says perhaps a plant-based dosage about which the Bally Sports Report speculated feels best for him. The current vaccines were tested on animals with which some animal rights groups take issue. So they were testing plant-based jabs on animals, and animal rights activists took issue. Man, I wonder what the world would look like if those damn animal rights activists were actually, B1 activists or supporters, right? We would have really dismantled the system of racism, white supremacy a long time ago, because these damn animal rights activists treat animals as if they're people and treat people as if they're animals. But anyway, I digress. It says there are plant-based vaccines in the work, including one from a Canadian biotech company that is going through clinical trials. I did not know this until this Kyrie Irving situation came up. I did not know. It says, according to the company, the study, which is being conducted in Japan, is aiming to gain approval in Japan by March the 22nd. It is unclear when the United States would approve or even if Irving would be on board. I had no idea. So a Canadian biotech company is developing it says they're going through clinical trials with a plant-based V. I had no idea. And y'all, I'm just reporting on the news. This is from NewYorkPost.com, NYPost.com. Very interesting stuff. According to the company, the study, which is being conducted in Japan, is aiming to gain approval in Japan by March the 22nd. It is unclear when the United States would approve or even if Irving would be on board. Interesting. You're welcome, Annette. Interesting. Steve Nash said he had not talked with Irving about a possible plant-based option. Quote, if we get the gift of his return, we'll be ecstatic, but we can't count on it. Same quote from the other article, y'all. The Nets coach said at practice on Monday, quote, we can't wait for him. We have to get to work and get better. And our group's been awesome this year, end quote. Before NBA action had kicked off Monday, the Nets and the sixth best. Oh, interesting. Before the NBA action had kicked off Monday, the Nets had the sixth best defensive rating, 105.6 in the league. Last year, they were 22nd at 113.1. The personnel has been tweaked, perhaps most importantly by DeAndre Brimbees, who typically takes on the best opposing wing player and figures to draw at Luka Doncic assignment in Dallas on Tuesday. Listen, I don't care about none of this. I'm not reading this basketball stuff. So anyway, they're talking about what Steve Nash is talking about and how his job is to get these Negroes back out, on the court and keep the team going. Basically, I'm paraphrasing here, but he's going into all this stuff about their organization, the Nets' organization, their team, how their group is doing, how well they're doing. They love to have Kyrie Irving come back, but they can't count on it. They have to move forward. Business as usual. That's all. So he said that he hasn't talked to Kyrie about this, but he probably would. Oh, thank you so much for quoting me, Kiki. This is really interesting, y'all. Do not try to shame us because we are exercising our right to refuse medical treatment, including plant-based. Okay. Well, what do y'all think Kyrie's going to do? Do you think Kyrie's just talking, or do you think Kyrie is serious? You said you just threw Kyrie away. You don't have to throw the man away. He could just be saying whatever to get these people off his back or just to be facetious. If I was in his situation and everyone was looking at me or trying to pressure me to put some stuff in my body and I said hell to the nah, and they're like, well, what about this? What about this? Would you do this? I would say anything. It doesn't really matter what you say. It matters what you do. Now, words do have power. Trust and believe. Shout out. Candace is here. Trust and believe. Words do have power. There's a such thing as words, power, and sound, right? One of the 4 agreements is, I think it is, be impeccable with your word. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that words and statements aren't important or that, lies are okay or dishonesty isn't okay. But in this situation, Kyrie could just be saying anything. And like, yeah, I'll tell the media, whatever, y'all take that, go run with that. And at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway. Could possibly be open to taking a plant-based jab does not mean that he has signed up to take the jab or he gave his word, his consent, and he took a pledge or partner with a company to sponsor or do advertisements, promotions, or whatever for the jab. So we don't know. We don't know. So Larita says he's just talking. Jonathan Rice says, I hope he don't fold. Candace, you can catch the replay back. Right? Because guess what they said? They told us to what they say in this article, just call him Kyrie Irving. Y'all, that is so corny. It's dumb. Right? This little racist article from NewYorkPost.com. I think it's racist personally. Let me just say, my opinion is that it is. Right? Because the man is vegan and plant-based. You going or because the man is vegan, rather, it's okay to project horrible stereotypes onto him regarding Black men being marijuana smokers and stuff like that? Isn't that how the origin of that movie, The Birth of a Nation, kind of took place? Oh, look at these Negroes. They're walking around here high. They're going to start raping white women. Right? Propaganda is dangerous, y'all. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. So what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this? And if there was a plant-based option, would you take it? Would you take it or not? Monica says no, we won't take it. Right? So this is the headline from the other article from the hip hop website. But again, I'm going to find this stupid quote and just put this up. I feel like they're targeting the brother. Personally, they're targeting the brother. And I guess if you Google his name today, see how many articles will pop up. See how many articles will pop up and see what the coverage would sound like. And I'm just waiting for Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, Step It, Fetch It, and Satchel Mouth. If y'all don't know who Step and Fetch It and Satchel Mouth were, I'm gonna need y'all to actually look them up. They will actually look up Step and Fetch It and Satchel Mouth, and y'all let me know what y'all think, what y'all come up with at the end of the broadcast. But the modern day Step and Fetch It and Satchel Mouth, you know what I'm saying? Especially Charles Barkley. I really can't stand him. You know, and I'm not. I usually, y'all know, I rarely say stuff about our people or whatever, but I really have he just really gets under my skin. Like, the ignorance is egregious. And because he's like light skin or red bone, it just and he just really, I don't know, it just irks me. You know what I'm saying? His little privilege or whatnot. And just the ignorance. I mean, he's really anyway, let me just stop because that's off code. But I'm really waiting for Charles Barkley and them, Stephen A. Smith and them, to have something to say about Kyrie Irving and the possibility, allegedly, of him possibly being interested in a plant-based vax. I like to see what I can just bet they're going to start saying some crap. Now, my brother says, I think Kyrie might be looking for a compromise because of all the game checks he's missing. I don't think he cares. He probably don't care. I don't think that well, then again, I can't speak for the brother. However, I love the fact that, he has held his ground. He stood his ground. At some point, he's a good player, right? So at some point he may want to get back out there. I'm sure that's his passion. That's his profession. That's his job. But I don't know. I think Kyrie is strong-minded. I feel really good about him holding his ground and doing things on his terms. So I guess, but again, we shall see. We shall see. We don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Y'all talking about Stephen A. Smith, Three Stooges. Yeah, like when I saw the headlines, I was like, what? They're making a plant-based what? Really? My B1 sister says, I think they're making fun of those who naturally take care of themselves. Or naturally take care of ourselves. That's what I think. I believe that. So I guess we shall see, but I did learn a lot today. I learned that there are actually companies. There's a Canadian biotech company that's testing it. That's testing a vegan jab or a plant-based jab. I had no idea such things were existing. And it's testing out in Japan, and Japan may approve it, or they're trying to get it approved. And by March of 2022, y'all, it's going to be all types of jabs out there next year. If this is the case, this is really interesting. So, okay, what percentage would it be plant-based, and what's going to be the other stuff in there? I don't know. I don't know what the other stuff will be in it, but I guess we shall see. So Rashaki Keyser says, I'll take it. Okay. All right. Young God says, just give me the plant. Maximus Royalty says, if Kyrie was worried about money, he'd play the first game. Our sister Chris MC says, hold on, Kyrie, there's an end coming to this. So anyway, that's all we got. Of course, this is a developing story. Somebody took that one thing that Kyrie said, and then there's all these articles about it. Like, there's not even a full interview or a full explanation or anything to indicate enough information for us to draw a conclusion in terms of what he is going to do or not do and whatever. But I'm grateful for this story because you know why? I learned something. I learned that they have plant-based jabs in the works. Shout out to Twinborn. Twinborn, stay on code. I would take it if, one, all the doctors, scientists took it. Two, they share the profits with the people who they use tax dollars. And three, restore our protections if something went wrong. Interesting. So I'm going to peace out. And I really appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Stay up, stay codified. And stay codified. And really make sure you tell your children, you keep an eye on the kids, y'all. Tell them not to take anything from anyone without your permission. Don't let them going off wandering to and from school or to the bus stop or to the store or anything like that alone. We live in very dangerous times where children are not safe. So I wanted to plug that. All right. I love y'all very much. Y'all have a blessed one. We'll see you back on tomorrow. This broadcast is ending, but so is global racism and white supremacy. We will trample this beast through fortitude, preparedness, and collectivism. And always remember that. They stole us. They sold us. So they owe us. Until next time, family, peace and Black power.